Welcome back to the woods at Lone Pine Tarot, or welcome for the very first time if you're just finding me here. For today's pick a card reading, we are stepping into energy that started moving in the shadows long before you even noticed it. Something that has been unfolding behind the scenes in your life, subtle and hidden and finally ready to reveal itself. Take a look at your 3 pile leaders to choose from today. Over here on the left for pile 1, your pile leader is number 21, Homeward Traveler. In the middle for pile 2, your pile leader is number 19, the Healing Temple of the Lunar Light. And last but not least, on the right for pile 3, your pile leader is number 28, Mountain Goddess. Pause here, of course, if you need an extra moment to decide, but when you are ready, your timestamp is waiting in the description. I'll see you in your reading. Hi there, pile number 1. Welcome to your What's Brewing Behind the Scenes reading. And of course, as you recall, you were drawn to Homeward Traveler, or the number 21 for your pile leader today. Now, right off the bat, the intuitive sense I get from this card is that this behind the scenes thing is already started, like even more than kind of what the title of this reading implies. You might have already kind of seen a sign of it, but at the same time, it's so minute and so unnoticeable that it makes total sense that perhaps you haven't perceived this little kind of trickle of energy, or like the very beginning of something. Like another image coming forward is just something budding on a tree, like it's just the tiny little seed of something. And despite that being small right now, though, I also sense that it's part of a bigger goal in the end, but this behind the scenes thing in the beginning is just like the budding or something happening going forward with the smaller first step towards that goal. Reason being is because when I look at this card, of course we have the river here in the foreground, but in the far distance, it might be kind of faint on camera, there is a mountain. And it's foggy now, so it's like that's the bigger goal at the end of all of this for you. But this behind the scenes part is like the very first step towards that bigger goal, even though it's kind of almost, I feel like it's like a two-phase sort of thing. Like this behind the scenes thing is about like the first phase, but in the end it does lead to the completion or you getting to like the zenith of that higher goal, if that makes sense. Another thing really coming forward is the term trial run. So I wonder if for some of you, you already done kind of a trial run with this thing, or it's related to something at work that the term trial run might kind of make more sense to you than it does to me right now. It might resonate with what's going on. And on top of that, it could also be that this behind the scenes thing is you trying a trial run of something that maybe you've already been considering. Maybe that's that trickle I was telling you about before. And it goes a lot more successfully than you're even expecting. So at least that's the first intuitive hit that I'm getting off of your card based on what you picked for your pile leader. But of course, let's look at your other details with your other cards. So let's first grab your tea leaves for today. Spirit for pile 1 today. Can you tell me more about this behind the scenes thing? What's going on that they're not noticing yet? Okay, that was quick. And I'll draw the other one here. And of course, this one is very prominent, so we'll take that. Okay, so first up we have, horseshoe with good luck. So it's definitely something good, right? Right off the bat, that's wonderful to hear. And then we have the handshake. A meeting with a stranger could be important. So I wonder if for some of you, this might be related to your career or business / job where you're making like an agreement with somebody. Maybe that's what the trial run is all about when I sense that word coming forward, or phrase I should say, because maybe you're like taking someone on, but it's a trial run, or like you're trying something new with a business partner, but it's a trial run right now. And that's kind of where you might recognize where this is coming forward. Or some agreement of something. I don't know if you know this person yet, though, because it says a stranger, but let's see. And then we have barrel. With you feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. So maybe that's perhaps why you haven't necessarily gone forward with this yet, or maybe why it's so behind the scenes right now is because you haven't seen a sign so far that, especially if it's related to business or your career, which is what I'm getting for most of you, that this is what it's related to. Maybe you were like waiting for some kind of indicator of like money or like financial stability or feasibility, maybe is the better word to use, before you went forward with this. And then it could be this behind the scenes is someone coming forward and being like, okay, here's the feasibility of this. And then the agreement comes forward and that starts this first step towards like the bigger goal in the end. Okay. And then your next deck today, we're using my favorite little Gravity Falls deck. Totally okay. If you don't understand the references from the deck, I'll explain. I always do that with pop culture decks. So, okay, first up we have, interesting, we had Barrel and now we have Crate. With Stifling, Trapped, and Solvable. Also Top Secret. So I wonder, for those of you especially relating to like the trial run kind of thing I was talking about earlier. Oh, maybe it's Top Secret too, because maybe the trial run is on someone else's end and they just haven't told you yet. But then they come forward and they're like, hey, I have this idea. I already trialed it out. Here's like the feasibility of it. And then you're like, oh, okay, that's something that I can actually go forward with. That makes sense. And then we have Bill's Throne Room with Foreboding, Powerful, Spacious, and Saturated. So powerful. I think this stranger might even be someone of greater power in the situation. Like a manager or someone that's in your industry that has had more success at this point. So, because when we think of a throne, we think of someone that has authority, right? Someone that's kind of like looking down from a space of greater success or greater power, etc. And so I wonder if they're the one that actually helps you with this pile one. So like I said, it could be a manager. It could be, once again, someone in your industry that has already achieved like greater success, like especially if it's like you're a small business owner and maybe you've been hoping to work with them, but just you haven't really seen any signs yet that they would be like willing to work with you. And then, but the behind the scenes thing is maybe they're already considering it themselves and they're going to like reach out to you. That's kind of the sense I'm getting at least, but we'll see. And then from the Power of Surrender deck, we have Surrender to Rest and Sleep. To prevent burnout, slow down, honor your need for quiet time and peaceful sleep to rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit. So first intuitive sense I get is I think, and no wonder why, it's totally normal, pile one. You might be worrying about this a little bit too much. Obviously, like it's brewing behind the scenes, but everything leading up to this, I think you've been worrying about too much. Maybe the stress of like, oh, will someone want to work with me? Or, will I have success with this goal that I have in mind? Is basically like your spirit guide saying, just calm down, just rest. It's going to be okay. So that's at least like my first intuitive sense of what this card means. But then too, because a lot of you probably been working super hard on this, no wonder why you perhaps could have like burnout. And so it's just a reminder, just a little nudge of advice from your spirit guides, just to remember, please take care of yourself in this time, pile one. Okay. Like, please don't stress yourself out so much. It's good to be diligent, right? But at the same time, you can't fill other people's cups if your own is empty, just to use the common phrase. So, very cool. Let's see what your tarot cards have to say. And good luck, too. So very good luck. You might even kind of think it's out of your reach right now. And then we have Two of Swords with decisions and choices. Deliberating between certain things. It might have been too, pile one, that you, because so far you feel like you haven't seen a lot of signs from like movement in this area towards this goal of yours. Maybe you were kind of deliberating like, well, should I still kind of go with this idea or should I do something else? And it's just like you don't know because you haven't seen behind the scenes yet of like all this happening like with this person I think that will come forward and help you, and someone finally proving the feasibility of something, as I was saying before, and the good luck coming your way. Let's see. And then we have the Eight of Cups reversed, although I feel like, you haven't walked away from it fully, because the Eight of Cups reversed is often a card of like, we maybe thought we should walk away from something, but it's still that feeling of like, well, no, it's not done yet, or I'm not ready to emotionally walk away from a certain idea yet. And based on your reading so far, I would say pile 1, just keep going on this path, because, I don't know, I think there's good things coming for you here. Then we have the Magician reversed. Okay, and that can also reflect some of the insecurity or, like, doubt or worry that you've been having about this so far, because the Magician reverse is your Heart of the Matter card, or your core card, I should say, is often, like, I've brought forward the resources for something, but I feel like it's just not manifesting yet. I feel like it's just not coming to fruition yet. It's that sensation or that sort of feeling. And on top of that, too, it can mean a little piece of advice that this situation, the reason why it hasn't come to fruition yet was just because you needed to bring, like, more resources to it, and or, like, resources needed to be, like, brought from the outside towards it, which is, I don't know, I think this partner, or, like, these people coming forward to help you, they're the source of the resources that will help you with this particular goal that you have in mind, okay? And then your 4th card is the 10 of Swords reversed. Yes, okay, so it's not over yet. So spirit guides are really emphasizing to you, pile 1, I know you think it's over, or I know you think it's, like, bleak, is probably a really good adjective to use, but the 10 of Swords reversed often represents a time where we thought it was the absolute end of something, but actually now we can pick up and move on. Some of you, too, I wonder, like, maybe the reason you were set on this path in the first place, because it was, like, because maybe you did get backstabbed in some way by somebody, or, like, you think that someone's going to backstab you, but then they come through in the end in a way that you're not expecting. There's some sort of energy there, because sometimes the 10 of Swords can mean, like, oh, we feel like we were stabbed in the back, because literally when you look at this card, you know, you see he's got swords in his back. It's not a very, very good image, but at the same time, you got it reversed. So it's like, okay, we're overcoming what was a dark night of the soul, or this feeling of things not working out, or like, oh, it's the complete end. And then now it's like, actually, no, there's a dawn here. There's something new coming. There's a new, like, regeneration of what we thought was lost, which is very fitting with your pile leader, because the keywords, as we remember, are completion, reunion, and return. So it's like returning back to something, or going back to the beginning of a cycle of something. It's like a new hope of, like, a new attempt at something. Maybe that's why Trial Run came out, especially, because it was like the trial run comes back better than you expect, or like your first attempt comes back better than you expect, or turns out better than you thought it would. And so you're like, oh, okay, there's actually hope here. Like, that's what that 10 of Swords reversed energy feels like to me, is, oh, not all is lost, okay? And then your final card of tarot today is, the Hanged Man, which is generally a positive card to, like, leaning neutral. But in a reading like this, you know, let's see, sometimes he means different perspectives on things. Sometimes it can literally mean, like, turning something around upside on its head, because literally he's pretty much always upside down in whatever deck you use with tarot, with the Hangman, right? That's his whole shtick, is that he's upside down because he's the Hangman, right? So although I would traditionally interpret that card as, you know, a new perspective on something, or sometimes it can mean someone is a martyr, which, you know, maybe if you did get backstabbed in the past with this, you feel kind of like a martyr in a way, like you went out on your own and you're going to do your own business, if that applies to you. But despite that traditional interpretation, what I'm seeing is, like, that more intuitive interpretation of, you're going to turn this thing around on its head. So this, you know, I feel like at the very beginning of the reading when I said, well, like, there's already like a trickle of this starting and you already kind of see it, but it's so in the background that you're not expecting it. And that's what makes this thing so behind the scenes. I think that's what it is like, you have already like attempted this, and the behind the scenes is that it's coming back again for you, or there's going to be a new run of it, a new cycle that actually succeeds in the way that your previous attempt or the previous way didn't, okay? And I wonder if I can pick up anything about this other person. Like I said, I think they come from a place of authority and power because of that throne room card, right? And even the crate, and this is one of the pop culture references I said I would explain, it was related to, like, the government. Maybe you work with government, I'm not sure, pile one, maybe you don't, but that's why it's, like, labeled top secret, okay, in the show that the deck is from. And so, once again, that makes me think of someone of authority, someone of higher power, and I don't know. Let me grab maybe one more tarot card just to see more about this person I think that's coming forward to help you. Spirit, can you tell me more about the person that the handshake card is referencing? What's this all about? Ooh, strength reversed. Okay, they're weaker, or I'm sorry, they're not weaker. they come off as weaker than they seem. So actually the authority thing is a really subtle, quiet authority that they have. So it could be someone in your life that, like, technically they have the role of a manager or, like, the role of someone with higher power, but at the same time, they don't really, like, push it in your face. They're not like, here's my strength, look at me. Like, they're a little bit more subdued and quiet about it is what I feel. Very possible, too, that they could be a Leo, because I know in this particular interpretation it's a bear, but in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck, strength has a lion next to the girl. Okay, so lion makes me think of Leo, maybe other fire sign, too, in general, but, the other card is the Seven of Swords reversed. It's interesting because we talked about betrayal and backstabbing in the past, and now we have the card of literally, like, someone getting caught having backstabbed someone, or having caught someone getting away with something, or trying to at least. I almost wonder if their power is that they do catch people, like, while they're backstabbing, or, like, they catch people trying to be sneaky in some way. Some, like, regulatory type business or regulatory sort of thing that they do. That's kind of the sense I'm getting. Like, I think they help you in the way that maybe they catch someone who, once again, maybe, like, stabbed you in the back in the past, or there's something there too. So, because sometimes Seven of Swords can be, like, a justice card as well, just, like, literal justice in tarot, because it is, like, especially reverse, someone getting caught with something. So it's like, they catch something for you and they make it more viable. They catch this person who did something to you in the past, and that makes it more viable with the second run in the future. Something along those lines. And if they're not a Leo, pile one, the swords, and you had, let's see, I think you had quite a few swords. You had 1, 2, 3. You had 3 swords, or, like, the main minor arcana that came forward in your reading today. If they're not a Leo, then they're probably an air sign because of all the swords cards coming out, or maybe a Leo with, like, a moon air sign, right? Let's see if there's anything else I can pick up on here for you. Very lucky. I do want to ask, too, just as a final question, like, where is it all going? Like, what's the good luck with it, other than, of course, it's nice to have help, right? And it's nice to see that something wasn't completely dead in the water, right? So, Spirit, what's the luck? What's the grand success after all of this that comes forward for pile one? Thank you. We have the 7 of Wheels, or Pentacles reversed. Okay. That can mean, it's again, sorry, it's repetitive, pile one, but it's like something that you were trying to get off the ground that you were struggling with before, hence why it's reversed right now. The good luck is, like, you're finally able to launch whatever this is. Okay, and then the second card is the Ace of Wands, is successes with new projects that are related to your ambitions and your passions. Okay, once again, we have fire coming up, just like I was saying with Leo with the Strength card. And new opportunities regarding your ambitions. I wonder if that's why it's said, or, like, why I was saying in the beginning how it was, like, the small first step before you get to, like, the second phase of something that's, like, the big overall goal. I think maybe, like, this is, to use a metaphor, it's the match that starts that fire, but this beginning phase of luck that's happening behind the scenes for you, like, in order to have that giant fire and that giant success, it's like you have to kind of start at very beginning with, like, something very small. So I'll say this, pile one, if there's anything that you've been considering doing lately that's, like, a trial run of something, or it is a, like, let's just test it out, let's just see, or someone comes forward to you, especially if, like, they're a Leo or an air sign, and they come forward to you and they're like, hey, I want to kind of try this thing out. It's, maybe it was kind of secretive before, they didn't really share it with anyone, but then they come forward and they're like, hey, well, what about with you? Like, I heard that, you struggled with maybe, your past job, or, like, your past attempt at it yourself, because, once again, maybe betrayal was a part of it too, like we were talking about with the 10 of Swords and the 7 of Swords. But then they come forward and they're like, here, I'll help you, and let's work together on this thing. And then that's what changes it into this prosperous, just like the Hangman says at the very end here, it's like it turns it completely on its head, whereas before it felt so dead in the water, and now it's, like, alive again. So yeah, I think you're just well on your way to success with whatever this is, pile one. And if I had to put a pin in for, like, most of you what it is, maybe the regulatory thing was, it's something that you've been working on that helps keep people in check. Maybe that's where all that Ten of Swords, Seven of Swords energy was coming, even if you didn't like literally get stabbed in the back yourself by somebody. Yeah, or it brings justice to people, or it helps bring justice to authority figures. That could be another thing, based on those cards that came out too. But either way, like, just stick with the path that you're on. I know it seems bleak right now, pile one, but something's happening behind the scenes here. There's like gears turning you're not even recognizing quite yet that will help you bring this to the fruition that so far it feels like you haven't been able to get it off the ground. Okay, and just remember the last parting piece of advice. I'll just repeat it. Do not burn yourself out. Remember to rest, remember to sleep, and remember to take care of yourself. And I think you'll come through just fine with this. Okay, beautiful energy, wonderful outcome. Good luck coming your way, and I'm super happy to report that it seems like you do have an ally coming forward, which is always a good thing when, especially, we feel like we've been kind of, I don't know, what's that old phrase, like you've been kind of trying to get somewhere, but it feels like your wheel's just spinning in place, or everything just feels like it's spinning in place, it's not going anywhere, and then finally it's like, whoosh, this person comes, and it's this push. I almost kind of see them helping you almost like push your car out of a ditch, or like push your car somewhere where it was stuck before. Of course, the metaphor I always think of is like getting stuck in the snow, because I live in a very northern climate, so part of the year cars get stuck a lot. So, but mud, ditch, whatever have you, that is the metaphor that I am seeing, and they help you get out of that little ditch, so to speak, and help get that wheel turning when it was just spinning before. Okay? So, beautiful. That was your behind the scenes reading for today, pile one. I hope it helped you. That's my number one concern and goal with these readings, but that it resonated and you liked it. And if so, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you so much too if you choose to do any one of those three things, if not more. And as we say in our tradition on Lone Pine Tarot, I wish you a wonderful rest of your day or your night. And I hope to see you again in the woods sometime soon. Bye, pile one. Hi there, pile number 2. Welcome to your What's Brewing Behind the Scenes reading. And of course, as you recall, you were drawn to number 19, the Healing Temple of the Lunar Light, as your pile leader today. And at the very bottom, if you can't see it on camera, the keywords are life cycles, energy healing, and communication. So when I look at this card for you, the first intuitive sense I get is that this behind the scenes thing is a doorway opening. That's really the main phrase coming forward. Something that is either like a new venture or a new direction, or in general, like a fresh start for you. It's giving me the feeling of like, oh, if you're familiar with tarot, maybe this will come out in your spread today. It's like the feeling of the Judgment card, like, oh, we're going to level up in some way, or we're kind of like going from one world to another in a metaphorical sense, of course. So maybe some of you recently have been considering a new career or starting something completely new, maybe moving somewhere completely new. But in either case, even if that doesn't apply to you or doesn't resonate, this behind the scenes is just new, fresh energy. Okay, very fitting for the spring when this reading is uploaded, though, of course. My readings are timeless, so you can do this year-round, but it does feel like very spring energy to me for your particular reading. So let's grab some of your other cards to, of course, get some more details. We'll have your tea leaves first. So, Spirit, can you tell me more for the highest best good of pile 2, this behind the scenes energy? What's going on here with this new thing? All right, we have, the teapot. Tea sounds very good right now. We have deep friendship with someone of the same sex. So it could be related to someone that is a friend of yours of the same gender. Could be related to, if not a friend necessarily, it could be a coworker or a family member or a romantic partner, same thing. Let's see. Maybe you literally want to start a tea shop or something like that, or a tea business. Which, if you start a tea business, let me know. I like tea. I'll buy it from you. We have the fox with shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. So, once again, maybe some entrepreneurial vibes here. Maybe you're starting a business very soon, or perhaps if you haven't necessarily like crystallized and confirmed like the full idea yet, pile 2, it's perhaps been and I swear to God, I didn't mean this pun. It's been brewing. Speaking of tea, brewing in the back of your mind, and you're like, well, maybe I could do this. Maybe I should go in this direction. Or it could also be that your friend comes forward, or whoever this person is, and suggests this idea to you, and you're like, oh, actually, that sounds perfect for what I'm looking for, or what I want to do next. Okay, something along those lines. And I think a lot of you, it might be a complete 180 of whatever you did before, or like what you do for a main career if you're kind of doing both things at the same time. Let's ask the Gravity Falls deck next. And as I always say when I use my Gravity Falls deck, if you don't understand the references, totally fine, I'll explain. We have, Bill Cipher. So he's technically the antagonist, but we'll see. We have another card to pull. Manipulative, powerful, simmering anger. And then your second card today is Pit Soda. Sweet, refreshing, and beware of pit. And what's interesting is that I'm pretty sure the fruit on your teapot here in the illustration is a peach, and this is literally peach-flavored soda in the series. So I don't know, maybe peaches have some meaning to you. Maybe that's something in the name of what you want to do here soon, or what will be proposed to you by somebody. Sweet, refreshing, but beware of the pit. And perhaps you've had some reluctance, for those of you that have already kind of, like, you know what I'm talking about, like this has already kind of come up in your life, but it's still behind the scenes in terms of, like, you seeing a way that it could seriously work. Like, maybe you're kind of aware, or wary is the word I want to use, of like this pit coming forward. You're like, well, I don't know. There might be a little bit of a pitfall. I don't know if this is a good idea. And maybe you're kind of afraid of it. Either just because of like the new energy, like it's just something so different than what you did before that it feels a bit scary at first, but then the brewing behind the scenes part is something that comes forward and it like reassures you that yes, this is like a really good thing to do. That's what I'm feeling intuitively, at least. Let's keep going. We'll have your surrender card next. I don't know what that is about peaches. Peaches have come up twice now, oddly. And drinks, too. That's the other thing. I just realized that, too, because pit soda's a drink. So, well, you have My Lord. I don't know if I can have that many cards on the table. I'm actually going to just shuffle out of these. God, is that 5? Yeah, let's shuffle out of these 5 and see which one comes out prominently. Okay, Spirit, love you. Give me 1 card, though. Thank you. For pile 2. Let's see. Nothing's really sticking out necessarily. Okay, now this one is. All right, we have, surrender stubbornness. If you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with yourself and others. Pile 2, have you been stubborn about this too? Maybe someone already came forward and, as I said, like, proposed it to you, but you've been thinking to yourself, oh, well, that won't work, or maybe there's a part of it that you're, I don't know, I feel like I'm hearing something intuitively, and I know this might sound weird, but there's a part of it that you really want to be a certain way, or like you will at the time that comes to pass, and you think that that's not, like, something that you want to do, you're like, well, I'm not sure if that'll be, like, viable in, like, a large way. Like, there's some aspect of it that's very new or very innovative, but then at the same time, even though you're very linked to that or you're very fond of that idea, it's like you're kind of stubborn about, like, well, I can't do this whole entire thing because, well, I really want to keep this small part of it, and though the problem is that that small part of it, I feel like that won't be viable in like a broad way to like whatever audience or customer base or, you know, etc. that is, this big goal or idea is kind of related to. They're saying something about, too, like letting go of the stubbornness of thinking that it won't work out. I wonder why you're stubborn about it. I'm going to draw, of course, your main tarot spread. But I want to get a card on that. Spirit, what's the stubbornness about? Maybe your friend is the stubborn one. Pile 2. Maybe it's not you. Oh, the 5 of Swords. Have you been arguing with someone over something? Pile 2. And it's like a battle that nobody necessarily wins. Like, it's a harsh battle or, like, a verbal conflict, but, like, nobody necessarily wins because at the end, like, you both kind of lost something. That's really odd. Maybe this is even related to energy leading up to this new idea. So for some of you, it could be that this conflict with a friend or like business partner was in the past, and that's like what's leading you to this new thing, or you've already started kind of talking with this person about this new idea with perhaps like a drink business or something. But then in this beginning stage, you're like, oh, well, it's not going to work out because we already just disagree on too much. Like, it's just not going to go forward. It's not going to do well. And then, too, like that idea I was telling you about how there's some part of it that either, like, you're really stubborn about or they're really stubborn about. And it's some argument about, like, how something is viable or not. Okay, let's keep going. I don't know. It's kind of throwing me for a loop there. We have the Nine of Wands reversed. Ooh, feeling like we've been kind of tired with something. We're tired of fighting over something. Which is very similar to that Five of Swords. But that's your inciting incident card pile too, which is past energy typically. I wonder if a lot of this argument was in the past. Maybe you're deciding to do something on your own after you were already a business partner with this person. That's also very possible too. Feel free to weigh down in the comments down below. I'm very curious how this is landing for some of you. Be like, no, this was the past, or no, this is more the present, or something I can see happening in the future, because, I don't know, but you got tired out about something. That's what the Nine of Wands reversed is like, oh, we gave up because we're like, oh, we're so tired of fighting this. And then, but we have the Chariot. I think, more than, like, the majority of you, I think, this is, like, in the past. And then, once you're tired out with something, then we have the Chariot, and it's like, okay, now we're gonna go, like, no holds barred forward on something. Like, you were enthusiastic about it at some point. Or it's like, it could be the energy of this whole thing kind of going, like, full speed ahead in the background, even though you feel like you already gave up on it. And gaining control over the chaos, that's another interpretation. Then we have strength reversed, although it can mean, like, right now, though, it's odd, because, like, we had this big push here in the recent past, but then in the present sense, or present energy with the Heart of the Matter card, strength reversed can mean that we, like, lost our willpower or our strength to want to do something. So maybe that's the behind the scenes of it, is like you thought, oh, this isn't going to work out. I already tried it. I lost my steam, or this whole idea lost steam. And then now you're kind of sitting in this neutral space of, I don't know if I really have the willpower for this anymore. Interesting story that's shaping here. I think I was a little bit off at the very beginning, but now it's becoming more, but you look at that pile too. Yeah, I think I was a little bit off at the beginning, and then now it's kind of making more sense. The Magician is a very good sign, I will tell you that, in terms of manifesting our desires based on the resources we have collected and gathered. So that is in the near future. I almost wonder, no matter if you're the part of this pile that, like, this already happened in the past, and, like, you might try, like, a new incarnation of whatever this is, or if you're in the group of, like, you haven't even started this new thing yet, but you've been maybe kind of considering it, it's kind of behind the scenes, etc. Either way, I think if you keep going on this path, I mean, the Magician is a very good sign in terms of getting what you want based on your goals. Okay, I think it's going to pay off for you. Then we have, as the final outcome, the Seven of Pentacles reversed. So that can be a little bit of advice. And it does reflect that energy that I was telling you about before, of feeling like we tried to get something started, but it feels as if it never really got anywhere initially. In a reading like this, especially with the Magician right before it, I feel like that changes the traditional interpretation of the Seven of Pentacles reversed as, like, you try to get something off the ground, but it's not growing yet. Or you tried to start something, but it never really got anywhere. Because of the Strength card pile too, right now being reversed, some of you, I think you already kind of gave up on it because of the fighting and because you thought, like, something wasn't viable. But if you were to switch that around, if you were to give it another go, I think you would find success. The reason why the Seven of Pentacles reversed came out now as your outcome is because that's the timeline that you're currently on based on this lack of will or like this lack of ambition towards whatever this is because of, you know, burning out in the past, feeling like it never really got anywhere. But if you turn that around, pile 2, that would change this Seven of Pentacles reversed around, which is the current outcome. So really, actually, this is kind of turning into an advice reading pile, too. I mean, it is behind the scenes in terms of, like, you know, this thing is going to be viable that you thought wouldn't be, and it's like a new adventure or a new direction with something. I wonder, too, if maybe it's that you tried something in, like, its first incarnation, and, like, that wasn't able to get off the ground, but if you were to change it into, like, a slightly new direction, that's what would change you towards like a successful second iteration of whatever this is, okay? So I'll just say this, just to encompass all of you watching this pile right now. If you put more investment and willpower into this thing, it's not dead in the water. It's not all lost. I think you actually would be able to get it off the ground and get it going and start with this new career or this new business idea. Although some of you might be stopping yourselves and going, well, but I still kind of have that conflict with this person. Although for some of you, it's very possible, like, you already kind of given up on that iteration of it where, like, that person was in the past and you're already, like, not working together anymore on whatever this is. In that case, well, for those of you that this person is still involved, let me grab a card of advice for you on kind of overcoming the conflict just to help you guys out. Spirit, what's the advice on people that are still in conflict with somebody over this? We have the Eight of Wands reversed. Slow down. Slow down. So that for some of you, maybe the argument is about how fast to do something. The answer is to agree to slow down on something then. Okay? That's what the Eight of Wands reversed means. It's like, don't be so impulsive. Don't be so quick. Slow down. All right. And then the second piece of advice for you guys is the Seven of Wands. Defend yourself, though. I wonder if a lot of you were arguing to do something a bit slower and it was the other person involved that was like, I don't know. Maybe we should go faster on it, in which case the Seven of Wands makes total sense because it's basically Spirit telling you to defend your position to slow down with those two cards, okay? Also, too, because you have the Surrender Stubbornness card, and the Seven of Wands can be kind of like a stubbornness card, they're reminding you that surrendering your stubbornness doesn't necessarily mean, pile 2, that you have to surrender your point or that you are, like, not making a good point, because I think you are. It's just that it's like striking the right balance between, like, digging your heels in too much with something and being too stubborn about something versus still standing your ground and wording it in a way that doesn't come off as stubborn. And I think that might help you overcome the conflict with this other person, should you still want to do whatever this is with them. But yeah, I don't know. Really, this whole situation, and I think the reason why it's, like, been so behind the scenes is because the universe has been waiting for, like, your willpower to come back. And your, like, strength, literally, meaning, like, you know, the strength card is your heart of the matter card. Should that come back, that would change everything on its head and get you to manifest this goal or this new venture that you're desiring. Okay, it's just right now it's kind of stuck because, yeah, that Seven of Pentacles reversed right now as your outcome is like, yeah, well, it's not really going to go anywhere. But if you take the advice of the Strength card and really work hard on, yes, I want this. Yes, this is my will. If you find a way to make it work, pile 2, then through the power of the Magician, you can turn that Seven of Pentacles reversed right side up again into actually, like, getting this new thing to start. Just like, you know, he's planting seeds here. It's like starting a crop. Sure, it's still in its baby phases, but in order to grow something big, it has to start somewhere small, right? And then, let's see. I think that is it for your reading today. I'll make sure I didn't miss anything. I don't see any overall elemental abundances. I mean, you have, like, 2 wands, you have, you know, 1 pentacles, although you do have a lot of major arcana, pile 2. And I'll say this, oftentimes in my readings, when I see a lot of major arcana, you have, let's see, yeah, the Chariot, the Strength card, and the Magician. Typically, that means to me that this behind-the-scenes event with this new venture or new beginning is very pivotal to your not only like life lessons that you're learning, but like it's a grand milestone in your life, okay? Now, that doesn't mean you have to do whatever this is. Like, you're not forced to do anything most of the time in your life path, but I'm getting the sense intuitively, if you want to give it another go, if you want to really make it work, it could be something very pivotal to your trajectory in life in terms of manifesting the things that you desire, like we talked about with the energy of the magician, okay? But yeah, there's a lot about like water and drinks too, and peaches. Remember, peaches came up twice. I don't know what it is about peaches. Feel free once again to weigh down in the comments if you know what the peach thing is all about. Or I guess even your the temple here in the pile leader of yours kind of looks like, I don't know, I guess it's kind of a peachy color. Maybe if it's a business, like the logo has like a peach color in it or something like that. I don't know. And healing as well. Life cycles, energy, healing, and communication. Which communication makes me think of like, maybe there's an argument involved, as we talked about that before. And then, I wonder if there is some aspect of healing people with this too, this business idea, or this new venture. But yes, just to summarize pile 2. If you keep going, if you really want it, I think it will work out in a way that you don't expect, okay? Beautiful. So that was your behind the scenes reading for today, my lovely pile 2. I hope you liked it. I hope it resonated. Number 1, I hope that it helped you in some way. That's my main goal with these readings. And if so, please like and comment and subscribe if you haven't done so already. But thank you so much if you choose to do any one of those 3 things, if not more than one. And as we say in our tradition on Lone Pine Tarot, I wish you a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Bye, pile 2. Hello there, pile number 3. Welcome to your What's Brewing behind the scenes reading for today. And of course, as you recall, we were drawn to 28 Mountain Goddess as your pile leader. And at the very bottom, the keywords of your card today are high vibration, mindfulness, and the power of the mind. So when I look at your pile leader, what I'm getting an intuitive sense about with your behind the scenes, what's churning, is, well, number 1, the keyword stability. Sturdiness, and 2, the phrase brick by brick. So what that means to me is I feel like whatever this is, it's been a long time coming. It's something that maybe like you've been kind of putting little bits of money into or like little bits of effort into, but it's been so behind the scenes that it feels like, oh, well, I don't know if that'll ever get launched someday, or will it ever really go anywhere like necessarily big, or very possible, even if it's not effort on your end in terms of like that brick by brick energy, it could be that it's like the universe kind of saying, well, this has been like little pieces at a time building up for you in your life, but now it's like soon coming to a zenith or like a crux of some sort in terms of it's really going to become apparent, and this new energy is going to be, I guess the main thing I'm hearing is like your diligence will be rewarded with something. So I feel like, I don't know, some of you might kind of already have a sense of it just because it's, if you've been diligent with something, of course, you already maybe know what that is, but you probably don't necessarily perceive the full extent of where it's actually leading. And that's like the behind the scenes part. Okay, but let's get some more details with your other cards, of course. Spirit, anything else you want to say to pile 3 about this? Behind the scenes, this brick by brick thing. Okay, that came flying out. We have, flowers with happiness. Well, that's a very good sign. Something that makes you happy. That is always good to hear. Then your second tea leaf. We have lobster with financial pinch. So I wonder if that's kind of why it's been so slow coming for you, pile 3, is because it's something that you weren't able to necessarily put like a ton of money into right away. Like it took investment over time, or even if it's not like you putting the money away for something, it was like the universe setting up things to line up for you to have like greater financial abundance so that you could do this new thing that's been like brewing behind the scenes, okay, or invest in it or buy it, or you know what I'm trying to get at. Different ways, of course, that money can be used. I'm going to look at your Gravity Falls deck today, and as I always do when I use pop culture decks, don't worry if you haven't seen the show Gravity Falls, I'll explain what it means in terms of your reading. So let's see here. We have the Memory Wiper. with no regrets, forgotten past, and scramble. Pile 3, did you put something into, like, money a long, long time ago? Or, I'm sorry, you put money into a long, long time ago, and you completely forgot about it? Because that's literally what this device is in the show. This is the pop culture reference I said I would explain, is someone literally forgot something and then recovered whatever it was, like the memories. Was it like an investment you did long ago and you thought it would never go anywhere? Or like you paid for something for somebody and you never thought they would pay you back? Something along those lines. It's like a really long time coming. The word boomerang is coming forward. Like you put something out there and you thought, oh, I'll never get it back. And then all of a sudden that boomerang comes and you catch it and you're like, well, that came out of freaking nowhere, like out of the blue. I had no expectation that I would ever get that back or make any money on that. And then we have a state prison with cold, institutionalized, restrained. That can mean that it is perhaps related to the government. I suppose it is. Let me look at the date. Is it? Literally, as I'm recording this, it is, at least in the United States, it's like tax day. Maybe it's a tax refund you didn't expect from a long time ago? I don't know. Because that's what I think of when I see institutionalized. Like, it's a government thing, or it's like on a higher authority level of like you getting money back. Or maybe it's like a settlement. That could also be where like legal things come into play. And you never thought that that would come forward, and then someone's like, hey, by the way, this thing from your deep, deep past, there's something coming forward that will make you happy from this. And that's why it's been such a long time coming. Maybe inheritance, too. That could also be the way that, of course, legality comes into play. Let's grab your other cards. See your surrender deck. This is an interesting twist today, pile 3. Then we have from the surrender deck... Oh, speaking of financial abundance, we have surrender your belief in scarcity. We have the universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. And on top of that, pile 3, I think it's not just this financial thing coming back to you that you didn't expect, that you invested in or like gave money to a long time ago and like you didn't get your return on it yet. It's also like the behind the scenes of what you're going to use the money on that you thought you never would be able to because you didn't have that money, or like you thought you didn't, like you'd never get it back, or like you thought you wouldn't have that money. So it's kind of a twofold behind the scenes reading. It's like not just you getting this thing from the past, it's like what you're going to be able to do with it. This is a really cool reading. This is kind of exciting. Like, of course, I'm not like biased towards any pile today, but this might be my favorite pile today so far, pile 3, out of the 3 of you. But it's just one of those readings where I'm like, ooh, something really exciting is going to happen. Because the other 2 piles today were more kind of like they maybe knew it would come, or it was kind of expected, but yours is like a really out of the blue type of behind the scenes feeling. Let's see what your tarot cards have to say. We have the 10 of Swords reversed. So, that makes me think once again that it's like a settlement for some of you, because the 10 of Swords, well, number one, swords in tarot are often related to like justice, like, oh, the Sword of Justice, or literally the Justice card of the Major Arcana. She has a sword in her hand most of the time. But on top of that, the 10 of Swords reversed is like something that you were betrayed by in the long past that is resolved, or, I mean, literally like something to do with back pain. He's literally getting stabbed in the back, which, I don't know. Or 2, it's in its most base meaning, like recovering from what we thought was the end of something. Like you thought, oh, I'll never, it's the same energy I was telling you about was like, oh, I'll never get that back, or like, oh, I'll never, but then the 10 of Swords reverses and you're like, oh, well, actually that wasn't done in the way that I thought it was. Okay, like it isn't over yet. Let's keep going. Then in your recent past, we have the Ace of Swords reversed. Yeah, like you have no idea it's coming. Because an Ace of Swords reversed is confusion. Oftentimes, it's like not expecting something. It comes very out of the blue, especially when it comes to like communication, being an air card, or like new ideas. Like it's just complete left field for you. Especially because this is the recent past. There was no inclination, no sign. Happy surprise, though. It's always good. Then in the central card, we have the Nine of Swords. And I think, too, part of why this is coming back to you now is because you are nervous or anxious about something. Maybe you have had a financial pinch recently, pile 3, which is, I mean, well, kind of unfortunately common across the world right now. I think a lot of economies are struggling. And so that perhaps is why it is coming back for you, is because you are anxious or you are kind of upset about your financial situation right now. And you do have a lot of swords already too. And swords in tarot not just are about communication and wisdom or intelligence, but are also the suit of challenges. So I think you've had a lot of challenges recently too. So no wonder why you've been worried. No wonder why you've been anxious. It's been kind of like these swords looming over your head, haunting you, oh man, this bill is due, or this thing is kind of hanging over my head like a financial guillotine, but then here comes this thing that helps you. Let's look at your future cards here. In the near future, we have the Lovers reversed. It could also possibly be related to someone that you were in a partnership with, that it was entangled with some sort of legal process. I don't know, child support, or, I don't know, alimony is another thing that comes forward, another term that I know of. And then, what else? It could also be pile 3 that, because traditionally the Lovers can also be a card of choices, and being reversed, it's especially in the near future, it's there's no choice. There's no, it's something that's coming to you, no matter what choice you make. Because oftentimes in tarot, it's a snapshot of a timeline. It's something that, based on your actions now, it can change the future. The Lovers reversed, especially with that choice interpretation, makes me think it's coming to you no matter what. There's no choice in the matter, which, I mean, that looks negative on the surface, but no choice in a matter where it's oh, there's a good thing coming is actually a good thing, right? But yeah, like I said, there could be a partner from the past that you broke up with that is involved too. That can be of course, the more romantic interpretation of the Lovers that we see in a lot of more modern day interpretations of tarot. And then we have the High Priestess reversed as your outcome. Now, that is typically not so much a tangible outcome card. The High Priestess often to me is more about advice in some way. So traditionally that reversed would mean we need to lean more into our intuition on things. We need to believe more also in the mysteries of life, or the magic of life too, in the unseen. And especially because there's an owl there, because owls are creatures of the night. They kind of pierce through the darkness, and they're, in many cultures, number one, associated with wisdom, right? But also on top of that is creatures that can pierce through the murk or the shadows. I almost wonder if you technically already have gotten a bit of an inkling on this, pile 3, but you dismissed it, or you... sometimes the High Priestess reversed can mean too that you've had a lot of gut intuition about this recently, but you dismissed it. You were oh, well, maybe something with his past partner came up recently and it kind of reminded you of that whole situation, and then you thought, well, that'll never come to fruition, or that'll never come back to me, that boomerang of money or whatever it might be, or stability. And even if it's not just money, it might be an object that they have that they were supposed to give back to you, and it finally gets back to you. But either way, it's finally, from such a long time coming, it comes back to you. And if you just would follow your intuition, pile 3, you would probably already kind of guess what it was or where it's coming from for sure. But like I said, usually the High Priestess reversed means once again too, it's an unexpected thing, because if she was upright, it would be oh, your intuition, you already kind of followed it, you already kind of knew it was coming. But then reversed, it's completely, once again, it's that out of left field feeling. Okay. And then to cap off your reading, I just want to ask more about what it is that's coming back to you. Obviously, I think it's money. For most of you, it's money. But let's keep going. We'll see. Spirit, can you tell me more about this thing that's boomeranging back to them? Is it an object, or is it an opportunity, or is it money? I mean, obviously, it probably brings you happiness, and, it maybe helps with a financial pinch, but we'll see if we get any Pentacles cards. That'll be the main indicator of money. But we have the Seven of Swords. Did someone steal something from you in the past, pile 3? Maybe that's where the legal part comes in. Because the Seven of Swords is someone, like, either stealing or trying to get away with something. It's, like, something that was stolen from you or, like, rightfully was yours, but you never got it back until now. Or, like, till the near future, I should say. And then we have the World, finally bringing a cycle to a close. It ends this chapter for you, and that can mean, like, ending this chapter of financial struggle, or it can mean, like, especially if you had a partner that was involved with this pile 3, it can mean, like, this is, like, your final interaction with this partner, and then that's done. It brings something to a conclusion or a curtain close. And once again, it makes me think of cycles. It's like things finally coming back around, like the boomerang I was telling you about, because look at the seasons here. We have winter, we have summer, and then we have autumn in the middle. And then, well, spring's probably on the other side, but they only depicted 3 seasons here, so it's like a cycle finally coming back to fruition. And then, last but not least, we have Temperance. Look at that. We have another major arcana here, like we did with the High Priestess and the World. And the Temperance card is balance. It's about moderation in some way. It brings back balance to your life. And of course you can take that in, like, the very literal interpretation of, like, financial balance, fixing your financial balance in some way in, like, your account. But 2, it can mean just, like, things finally feeling normal again, or things finally feeling equalized or, like, balanced again in some way. I think someone owes you something, or they stole something from you and you thought you would never get it back, but then it finally comes back to you and it helps you in some way. I think specifically for a lot of you, it's, like, out of a financial pinch. So that's why I was feeling like, is this, like, money? Like, they stole money from you, or they stole from you and, like, they'd have to pay you back the money of some sort. Yeah, so it's kind of not, I mean, it's behind the scenes pile 3 because you're not expecting that to come back. So it does feel like out of left field, but then in retrospect, after this is all said and done, you're going to be like, oh, okay, well, I mean, yeah, not that you expected it, like I said, but at the same time, it's something that, yeah, brick by brick, it's been building. Your diligence and your patience has been rewarded. So that's why diligence came out first intuitively when I was looking at your pile leader. I was like, what is all this diligence, brick by brick imagery? Well, because you've been waiting so dang long. But yes, like I said, pile 3, your patience will be rewarded here. I know you probably felt kind of stabbed in the back, obviously, because not only did you get the 10 of Swords reversed, which is like the stab in the back card and recovering from that, but then the 7 of Swords came out. Excuse me. 7 of Swords. And that's literally like someone stole something from you or was trying to be sneaky. Okay. And, you know, even if it's not like a, like, one-on-one, like someone stole from you, it could be like maybe a company that you worked for too. Like maybe they did something and then it was like a legal matter and then you finally like get a financial payout from that, from them, like, having done something wrong while you worked there. Or it could also be, like, maybe government, too. As I said, like right now it's literally April 15th here in the United States, which is, like, the final cutoff for taxes here in America. And so, I mean, of course, we're all around the world. We probably have different, like, tax states, right? Everyone watching this channel. But no matter what your tax state is, it could also be from, like, your federal government, too. So, or, like, your local government. I guess kind of depends on what your government structure is where you live. But I guess I'm coming from that, you know, United States perspective of, like, state versus federal. But either way, pile 3, I think it could also be that, like, you know, whatever your version of the IRS is, potentially they're giving you money too that they owed you. Because I've heard of that happening before. Like, people all of a sudden will get a note from the IRS and they're like, hey, actually, we owed you this money. Here you go. Like, they just forgot about it for years. And then all of a sudden, here's this money that you didn't expect. So it could be that for you too. But either way, yeah, it does, I think, help you out of that financial pinch. So that is wonderful news to hear, pile 3. And you've earned it. That's another thing I want you to pat yourself on the back for. Because of your patience and your diligence and the struggles that you have been through, Spirit wants you to know that you have earned this. Okay, so don't even feel guilty when it comes in. Just accept the gift and know that that was meant for you because of your patience, because, you know, you did the right thing in the first place, even if maybe someone else had maybe not done the right thing, you know, especially with that 7 of Swords energy. But beautiful. It brings that cycle to the close, brings that balance with Temperance. Okay, so That was your behind the scenes reading today, pile number 3. I hope, well, number 1, that it helped you. That's my number 1 goal with these readings, but also that you feel it resonated in some way and you liked it. If so, please like and comment and subscribe. And thank you so much if you choose to do any one of those 3 things, if not more than one. And as we say in our tradition on Lone Pine Tarot, I wish you a wonderful rest of your day or your night. And I hope to see you again in the woods someday soon. Bye, pile 3.